Like, do we push him to the back or what? Because I don't want his hype to die down.
Now you're telling us the next week that they're scum of the earth, and we need you to think.
Everybody gets a moment. Everybody gets their little shine. Everybody. Hey, what's going on, Dirt Sheet Radio Nation? Small lost in 316. I don't know what happened to that Sam Bluter guy, but Smackdown Rewind number 17 here for the Dirt Sheet Radio Nation, along with me, myself, Small lost in 316, is none other than the man that made the movement that Dave LaGreca piggybacked on, and now he's going viral for. But it's this guy that started it all. CJ Carter, what's going on?
You know, I had the thought the other day that I probably was the first hashtag Cody Crybaby.
You were.
And it's...
You were.
I mean, the first one that
nobody
probably had... The first one that went viral anyways, but...
Look, you don't got
it is what
robe.
it is.
You don't got the pink robe. That's the only difference, but you had the real tears. So let's move on.
Shout out to all the people that sent me. It's still real. It's still real to me.
Hey, that's what I said. I was like, whoa, it's still real to you. It's always real to everybody here that joins us. Along with us tonight is Malik, the unique Malik. He's doing big things here. What's going on, Matthew?
What's up, fellas? How y'all doing, man? How y'all doing?
Good to see you, man. Missed you on Tuesday.
Yeah, man. I'm sorry about that, man. It's baseball opening week has been insane. It's been a lot more busier than I thought it was, man. But I'm glad I made it for Smackdown, though. That's for sure.
Hey, we understand you're doing big things out there in the virtual world, and
Yes,
we congratulate you 100-fold. Let's get right into it, guys. Hey, we've been waiting for it. You've been waiting. I've been waiting. We all been waiting for the introduction, the debut of Jade Cargill. And she came out and saved the day for Bianca Belair and Naomi. Man, she is a brick house. Ow, mighty. Woo! I love me some Jade. I always love me some Jade. I just didn't love me Jade in the other place. I like me Jade here because I knew they were going to present her in the way that she needed to be presented. And to me, she's like, I'm going to date myself here with this reference, but to me, she's like Grace Jones 2024. If you don't know Grace Jones, Google it, young kids. She really is. What are your thoughts on that, gentlemen? Malik, let's go.
Man, we got the moment we were waiting for, man. And especially, I remember the last time I was up here, I said the damage control number is going to catch up. First, it was going to be Naomi. Then it was going to be Bianca. And I didn't want to spoil it on the episode, guys. You know what I'm saying? I didn't want to spoil it. But I did hear a few weeks back that Jade Cargill was going to be the one to be added to this match. So I wasn't surprised, but I am happy that we found out what Jade Cargill's role to WrestleMania was, because that was up in the air. We had no clue. We saw her showing at Royal Rumble. It was amazing. It left us wanting more. Her showing up on SmackDown a few times, still her direction wasn't clear.
There's no way that she was not going to be a part of WrestleMania.
There's no way you could keep her out. Not after Royal Rumble to show.
It was just a how.
Yep, it was just a how, and we got that tonight for sure.
CJ, what are your thoughts on Jade Cargill coming in for the save tonight and this main event?
I thought it was great. Like, I was surprised in the sense that they did go with this direction. I knew it was rumored that Jade Cargill would be joining and making it a 6-woman tag at WrestleMania, but where I predicted last week was that Bianca and Naomi would challenge the Kabuki Warriors for the women's tag titles. And then Asuka got cleared, so that helped things. But I also thought and still think that they should still challenge for the women's tag titles and have Jade Cargill versus Dakota, as opposed to a 6-woman tag.
Maybe that's down the line.
Mhm.
Maybe that's down the line after WrestleMania. To be honest, I thought Jade was gonna come in on a solo feud versus Nia Jax because that what was the big pop for WrestleMania. I mean, excuse me, for Royal Rumble when that went down. That was big for me, and I know it was big for everybody else out there in the IWC. But I love every moment of this, from the little quick introduction for Nick Aldis. It was short, it was sweet, it was to the point. Um it's gonna be some big things coming from that lady right there. And I just can't express enough how much I'm anticipating what's to come for Jade Cargill and the rest of 2024 going into 2025.
Now, you mentioned earlier about the way the other place. Oh, that's the thing about this strip framing is I can't utilize my hands effectively, but like just the way that she was treated in AEW, like to think that they mistreated her or that WWE is treating her better already. I see their presentation and the way and compare it to the way AEW's treated her. And I mean, she went on a tear in their women's
Don't get me
division.
wrong. Don't get me wrong. I never said that she was misrepresented in AEW. I just said I liked her from the beginning in AEW. I just didn't like the way they were presenting her in AEW.
But the
Behind the
presentation's been the same.
no.
Yeah, can you elaborate a little bit on what you mean by, like, what's the differences in presentation that you see from when she was in AEW to now what you see in WWE? What's been the difference?
My opinion and the way she was presented in AEW versus the way she's being presented in WWE is more of a anticipatory feeling from WWE. In AEW, it was, this is Jade Cargill. She's badass. She's on the streak. She's whooping ass. It was more upfront, right? For WWE, it's more like here's this bigger than life character, and but we still haven't really seen her in action. So it's more like anticipatory,
Yeah, like I get what you're saying. Like they're
more
building it.
it's building. It's more building as versus AEW is more upfront in your face. We all know, we don't got to speak elaborately about AEW is more wrestling up in your face versus WWE is more sports entertainment, quote unquote, more General Hospital novellas, more soap opera feeling. So they gave it more the soap opera feeling. And let's not bypass that entrance, the spotlight on her, the blue spotlight on her to elaborate her physique. Now I seen somewhere online where they were talking about the difference between Sasha Banks or Mercedes Moné, excuse me, versus now in comparison with the eye, man, Jade Cargill is the total package. When the debut of Mercedes Moné versus Jade Cargill, man, the total package, the presentation is just 10 times more. And for those of you out there in the IWC that are production whores like myself, then you would probably side with me.
I get it.
I
Go ahead, CJ. Yeah, I know.
I mean, I've been in broadcasting. I'm a television journalist. I have an extensive media background. So, yes, I see what you're talking about, but also the fact that AEW had to be sort of upfront about it was because she was brand new to the industry. She didn't have that experience that and uh audience that she brought to WWE that they were able to capitalize on and tell her story in a way that worked better for this new Jade Cargill. So that's what I mean about presentation wise. Like
Listen,
they're giving us this star, and AEW did the same thing. Like that's what the TBS title was for, to give
but
her that momentum. And then she capitalized on that. WWE capitalized on that, and they're saying, yeah, that she is a star. They're telling the same story. That's where I'm kind of coming from.
I see where you're coming from. I see it. Um, I just like the presentation value more of WWE versus AEW.
Yeah,
That's it.
I
And
agree. I
yeah, definitely agree with that.
I agree. Yeah, I agree with you.
Right.
I just think the Jade Cargill thing, like hearing both of your points, I just think Jade Cargill is just at the perfect time. Like I see CJ's point with her not being, you know what I'm saying, as popular as she is now. So it's tougher to put AEW in a position to build her the way WWE is building her, especially with the way they do things. So I can't necessarily shade AEW for looking like they didn't handle her right, but I just think it's a right place, right time thing for Jade Cargill that she was able to get that fanfare in AEW and transition to WWE, who is more of a production type style company, which is helping her by building her mystique. So I see both sides of it. I really do. But I don't fault AEW at all. I think they did as best the job with her as they could. You know what I'm saying?
Matthew, while you were talking, the light bulb clicked on as to why Sam switched to this layout for the cameras,
It's a good
because
layout.
he knew that I would have a dissenting opinion to him. So now
We
we've
need to
got
see your
my
reaction.
side and Sam's
Already
side,
see.
and
Yeah,
then
no.
you're in the middle, like the decision maker, to
Hey,
decide
look.
who's right.
As soon as he changed the screens, I already knew
He's
what
the
my role
mediator.
was. Let's go. I already knew what my role was. Let's
He's
go.
the mediator today.
Yes, sir. Yes,
He's
sir.
in the middle.
Yes,
Malik
sir.
in the middle. Where you at? In the middle. Listen, Bianca Belair over and versus Dakota Kai. That was just to move the story along. Listen, there's not much meat. We're gonna get much more meat off of this bone right here 2 weeks before WrestleMania. There's gonna be one more SmackDown before WrestleMania. That one's gonna be one more chunk of meat that we could get off this bone before the last final, entree at WrestleMania 40. So, this whole SmackDown was just another, let's keep the treadmill moving, let's keep going. I didn't think we were gonna get any big time players like Cody, The Rock, anything like that. There's been a lot of social media presence on that. Listen, I can't wait. I'm gonna go off a little bit from what we're normally formatted, but I can't wait for WWE and Netflix, because when the camera went off, the beating didn't stop. I'm sorry from going from Jade to Bloodline, but when the camera went off, the beating didn't stop. If you're into the know, The Rock kept whooping that ass. And he kept whooping
And
that ass
they
bigger.
showed it. Like they showed the footage on SmackDown. Like they had the WWE
I was gonna
production
get to that.
behind it.
That footage they showed on SmackDown was heavily edited. Heavily edited. Because where were the motherfuckers? Where were I don't give a fuck? Don't stop that shit. Hey, The Rock was this incarnation of the final boss, there's rumblings of who said it first. Was it Samoa Joe? Was it The Rock? I don't give a fuck. But this
I don't
Rock,
think he's running for president anymore.
I don't know. Maybe this is what the country needs.
Somebody, so much discourse by the fact of like
somebody to whip the communists with the Mama Rose belt.
Man.
Trump's border protection plan is a wall. The Rock's protection plan is just himself.
Can you imagine The Rock dropping the people's elbow on Trump's campaign? Holy shit.
Oh, God, that'd be good.
Man.
Who you smell?
Let me tell you something about Mama Trump.
Dude, holy shit, we're way off right now. I had a couple of drinks.
Although, since we're talking Bloodline, I feel like this is an appropriate time to mention the Bloodline segment before the main event. The sort of that 70s show-esque single cam pan throughout everyone. And I want to talk about
of the tribal chief. That's the new term. By orders of the tribal chief. And that gives a leeway of why the tribal chief is not here, but he's still in charge and he's delegating power.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we've had that for as long as we've had the Bloodline. So the fact that they put a phrase to it is just for branding, I think. But by orders of the tribal chief was the buzz phrase. Yes. Now, what Paul Heyman said in particular was that Cody Rhodes was attacked by The Rock by orders of the tribal chief.
Of course.
Are we getting an inference that Roman Reigns is higher on the pecking order than The Rock?
Now, there was an interesting point that the brothers Bully Ray and them said on Busted Open Radio. They said they would have liked to see that final moment where The Rock was beating that Cody by next to his bus. And now the picture of the dog on the side of the bus, that shit was
perfect.
I gotta say, like the
have you seen the
segment itself? The segment itself was kind of unsettling.
Looking at Rock whooping his owner, like
I like the segment itself I found kind of unsettling at points, but just to see him bounce off the bus right beside a picture of his dog, I just bust a gut laughing.
Unsettling. 25 years ago, you would not say that was unsettling. That was the Attitude Era. That was people were waiting for The Rock to throw Cody over that embankment. You notice how they zoomed in down there to let us know how far a drop would have been if he would have went that way. But people my age, I'm 47 and I'm proud to say it, but people my age were like, yes, throw his ass over. Throw him over. He was waiting for the splash of water, like
I thought that's what we were getting for
I wish hey, I'm gonna be honest, if he would have got thrown over, I would have waited for Carter's fucking respawn on that. If you cried 3 weeks ago about that shit, oh shit.
There's a difference between an emotional response to the business and an emotional response to seeing a man splatter onto a fucking sidewalk.
It's a big difference.
Hey, that $300 suit went to shit in the rain in Chicago.
Sorry, 300?
3,000.
There you go. That's a lot closer than 300.
All right, let's move along, guys. Let's move along. That was the main event. Let's rewind back to the beginning of the show. WTF. Come on, guys. Did you, last week we ended this rewind show talking about RKO and KO's going to beat Pretty Deadly. I could have betted my fucking first newborn kid that RKO and KO were going to go over Pretty Deadly. But no, here comes Logan Paul under the ring, hits and gets the and I was what the fuck could be real honest with you guys. I was talking to my girl, planning the rest of our singing trip for next week. And I was like, Randy and Kevin got this. And all of us sit here because LP with the brass knuckles, Pam, wham, bam, thank you, Sam. I was shocked. And then they did something that they never did nothing in all of my years watching wrestling. When the bad guy comes out from under the ring and with the brass knuckles and then sneaks back under the ring, they were like, where is he at? Oh, he's under the ring. And they found him. I never, ever, ever, I'm 47 years old, like I said earlier. I've been watching since 1982. I'm a Hulkamania from day one. And I never seen them be like, oh, he's under there, and find him and then whoop his ass. It's a new era. Have you ever seen that?
Not that I can remember, but I mean, not a lot of times do they crawl back under the ring either.
Right about that. They just hightail out through the ring, through the audience and leave. But
yeah,
the reality era is really blending. Right?
Yeah, a lot higher, even just like production value. The segment where LA Knight, for example, attacking AJ Styles, like the subtle camera movements,
yes,
and just
don't fast
the
forward.
Overall presentation is phenomenal and so much better than it has ever been, quite frankly.
I got a little star right here too, because the end of this match where it ended in the ring and it continued through the ramp, through the backstage, Logan Paul jumping into the Corvette. Man, French kiss attitude era right there. He needed to run somebody over. I did it for The Rock. And it would have been really attitude era.
I still can't believe they sold the ring, like the apron. Like, I get wanting it in the corners, but the big logo in the center just feels off.
The prime logo?
Yeah.
I think that's just going to be for his match. That's it.
Well, I hope so. Like, if that makes sense.
The prime logo in any other match besides that one little segment.
So well, yeah, because they said it's just WrestleManias in every PLE going forward.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well, we're gonna see. I'll be there at WrestleMania. I'll let you know if the logo's there. You know, in between commercials, they got like five little ring skirts there set up. So in between matches, they switch it out. So, you know, it might be one or just might be a little vinyl thing they put on there. But what are you guys thought? Did you guys go into tonight thinking that Randy Orton and Kevin Owens is going to lose to Pretty Deadly?
I did, but not the way they lost. I mean, it's Kevin Owens and it's Randy Orton, and they're in a triple threat match. Like, this teaming thing just didn't seem like it was going to go too far with me. I was just expecting one of them to turn on each other, and I figured that was going to be tonight. So, yeah, I had them losing. But I figured it'd be the usual debacle, Kevin Owens mess up and hit Randy, or Randy RKO him, or something like that. But I didn't expect them to lose this way. So, but I expect this to explode next week then. I guess that's what we're waiting on. Because do we really believe that a person like Kevin Owens and Randy Orton can coexist for a long period of time? I'm not one of those people.
I mean, yeah, the triple threat match was coming, so even if it was a solid alliance, it was only going to be temporary. Right. But no, I thought the one thing that I had a bigger problem with, honestly, was Randy Orton not, like, moving faster. Like, I know they had to pad the runtime of the show, but there's legitimately nothing about Randy Orton's presentation that tells me he wouldn't have just gunned him down and like first chance he got before they even got near a car.
Yeah, and Kevin Owens had him cornered. That was a little weird to me because when he walked through the crowd, Randy was on this side. Well, Randy was on this side. Logan was in the middle.
Owens was
and
like
Kevin
closer
Owens
to
was
the
coming from the ramp. And I'm like, oh, they got him. And Kevin Owens just kind of like stopped and Logan just ran away. I was like, oh, okay, I guess you don't got him.
So as much as they've improved as far as telling stories that make sense, they don't quite follow it up with actions that also make sense.
Yeah. So after that, we had a little backstage segment where they showed Io Sky trying to do a promo, and then Bailey attacking her backstage. I like this.
This was
they're hitting all the bullet points here on this feud. Backstage attacks, getting personal. They're digging deep. What do you guys thought on that?
Yeah, it was a great segment. I love, and this is another great example of the level of presentation that we're seeing now on all of WWE's programming. The fact that really it feels like anything can happen anywhere at any time, not as family friendly as the 24/7 championship, but it's refreshing to see them experimenting and trying different things, and I'm here for it.
Yeah, I love the presentation on this whole thing, especially Io's cameo. They gave her the Nakamura package where you let her speak, but the way you build it up, it seems a lot more cold and calculated from her. And that's what they've been doing with Shinsuke Nakamura, which is something that I wanted them to do with Io. So I thought that was dope. And the fight was just amazing. I mean, the different camera cuts, and then for them to mess up a camera and you got to go to a different camera that's not quite in focus, it was just an amazing segment for me. I loved every minute of it.
And I mean, like as far as the more nuanced storytelling that they're doing, the fact that they have Io coming at it from an angle that's not just, oh, she got jealous of my success and that's why we had problems in Damage Control. Like, no, like they told a story that really, if you look at it from Io's point, it's rational and it makes sense. It's not just like we hate each other and we always have. Like, no, it's great, and like I said, refreshing to see something that had not been there for such a long time.
Now, we talked about Jade a lot for like the first 15 minutes of the show, but after this segment, the Jade Cargill came out where Nick Aldis presented her, and we're just gonna touch upon this again. It was all visual at this point. That double, that's just showing her all visible. It's just all visible. Excuse me. The Street Profits was the second match of the night versus Waller and Theory. The Final Testament interrupted this, beating up Bobby Lashley and B-Fab backstage, excuse me, which caused the distraction during the match for the Street Profits. What were your guys' thoughts on that? They're still trying to find a way of how to wiggle the Street Profits and the Final Testaments in there together, along with Waller and Theory. Meh. That's what I feel right about now.
Same.
Well, I mean, it's all to get Waller and Theory to WrestleMania, and I think they're probably going to set up a tag match for WrestleMania between Lashley and B-Fab and Karrion Kross and Scarlett. So we'll probably see that, or another singles match between Lashley and Kross, but I don't care.
Not anymore.
I know, and breaking news,
We,
I mean,
as a collective whole, do not care really much about this little thing, either or, right?
You know, I tried though. Like I saw Karrion Cross. He looked a lot more like, I don't want to say a lot more aggressive, but I've seen this so many times that I try to find reasons for me to like it at this point, because this is the direction they're going. Like they're not changing this for whatever reason. We've seen this same segment millions of times. You know what I'm saying? So for a second, I was like, yeah, well, Karrion Cross looked a lot more aggressive tonight. Do I care? Nah, I still don't. A couple minutes later. So I mean, it is what it is.
And I like, this is the best possible version, or the best version at least, of Karrion Cross that we've seen on the main roster.
I agree.
Which is unfortunate because it's still not that great.
Yeah. Do you think it's because it's just they've been attacking the same people over and over again and they're not transitioning from this that's making it fall flat at this point? Because I agree. I'm here for this Karrion Cross character. And you know what I'm saying? I'm here for it, but it just seems like I'm seeing literally the same thing every week. So it's hard for me to kind of get behind it at this point.
Yeah, like I just haven't had the same sort of investment, in Karrion Cross since he's returned. There's sort of similar comments that I've made about Nia Jax, that there's a depth of roster that is full, and good chunk of them are better than Karrion Cross. So I just didn't see the value. Now with AOP and Scarlett and Paul Ellering has been great for him, but it just still isn't enough.
Well, I guess that's going to be the pre-show match on WrestleMania. I'll let y'all know how that goes. All right, moving along. Legados del Fantasma promo, and then Dirty Dom comes out and joins the Legados, and then we got the rest of the LWO, Rey Mysterio and the Clan come out, and we got a whole faction versus faction deal. This I'm more invested in than Final Testament versus the Street Profits and all of that. I'm more invested in that only because of the possibility of another match between father and son, Rey Mysterio and Dirty Dom, which would in turn, in my mind, have from heel to face turn for Dominic. I'm thinking way ahead, but that's just in my mind. What are you guys' thought on that?
On the segment specifically, or Dominic's heel turn? I meant face turn.
Oh, the whole storyline together. Like, I just knew Dominic was going to get injected into the storyline some way, somehow. In the last 2 weeks, they've been injecting Dominic into this LWO, Legados del Fantasma. So I'm like, whoa, Legados del Fantasma hooking up with Judgment Day? Because that's the perception. Right? What do you guys thought? CJ Carter, let me know what you think.
Yeah, I think it's I just don't have much of a thought, man.
Okay.
Okay.
Sorry.
Nah, it's all good. I think they needed to insert Dom into all of this. Like, I was here for the Phantasmo versus LWO.
They weren't getting booed until Dom.
Yeah, like it's just after a while, and I know it's not, because we talked about this. I think me and CJ, I think on NXT we talked about this. But I was getting tired of the LWO thing, and I felt like they were falling flat from where they were. But it was due to Ray getting hurt. Like that's a big deal. Ray getting hurt and that making all of that fall flat. But now, when Ray came back, the feeling still wasn't there. But now that Dom is inserted into all of this, it takes this to a whole nother level. Are we going to talk about Dragon Lee? Can I talk about Dragon Lee?
Yes, because we're getting to that.
Dragon Lee, no. No. Don't
You're
join
not
the Jobber
down?
Squad.
You're not down with that?
I'm not down with no. I don't want Dragon Lee with the LWO. I just don't. Unless he's going to turn on Ray and kick him out. I'm here for that.
I
But
don't think so.
I just felt like I don't feel like he needed the LWO. Like you didn't need to insert him into this storyline. I just didn't feel like it was
rolling with them for the past few weeks, so they officially made Dragon Lee member of LWO tonight.
I get it. I get the direction they were going in, but I just don't feel like Dragon Lee needed that. You know what I'm saying? Like
I agree with that.
Yeah, like cool. Wait till WrestleMania. Wait till after WrestleMania to figure out what to do with him. But to put him here, especially after how things have been going with the LWO, because I didn't feel like it rose any level of excitement for LWO itself. I feel like Dom's the one that's doing that. So I kind of feel like it's a little bit, I don't want to say it's unfair, but I'll just stand and say that I don't feel like it's necessary to insert Dragon Lee into the LWO. Because in my opinion, he's awesome. They could build him another way than to put him in this storyline to give the potential to give the potential that, okay, well, Dragon Lee's kind of boring because he's with the LWO. Like I was like, nah, I didn't like that. That's all. That's my point.
Gotta be honest, my mind went completely blank right when you threw to me, and I'm just like, I don't even remember what I said, but I'm like, I am just gonna wait my turn again. I disagree that it was a bad idea to put Dragon Lee in with the LWO, only because it makes sense from the point of they've been talking about on commentary every time Ray and Dragon Lee go near each other that Ray has said Dragon Lee is the future of Lucha Libre, and it's like yes, we get it, and the fact that he does have his Spanish heritage.
If I could interrupt you for a minute, the future is Dom. That's just my personal opinion. Continue.
Yeah, but I mean that. Anyways, I lost it. I had it. Yeah, that's fine. Something. Yeah, Dragon Lee Mysterio. Yeah, no, it's gone.
Dragon Lee is the future of Lucha, and you're right. I do see where Malik is coming from.
Yeah, no,
Dragon Lee didn't need to be put into this spot, but I do.
I gotta go before I drop it again. Okay, fuck, I lost it again.
I see where CJ's coming from. Like this is an extra added because now they got Dom on the Legado side, and now they got Dragon Lee. So is 4-on-4 now? Right?
Yeah,
they have full parity with even Elektra Lopez and
now we have next week Elektra Lopez versus Zelina Gomez in a 1-on-1. So
Selena Gomez.
Selena Vega.
Wow, it really is the SmackDown before WrestleMania. We're bringing in Selena Gomez. What's up?
Brought on like 3 drinks in. three drinks and 2 blunts in. I'm good. All right, let's move it along. New Catch Republic versus Legados, and I was thrown for a loop because I was like, damn, Legados just got into a brouhaha with LWO, and they were already a little beat up, and the commentators made a comment about this, and they were softened up already for New Catch Republic, Pete Dunne and Tyler Bate. Now, this, for me, was the part of the show where it's high-flying wrestlers. I got a little asterisk right there, little star right there. A lot of top rope maneuvers for both teams. See, I need a little bit. I need a little bit of backstage. I need a little bit of drama. I need a little bit of action. And I need a little bit of high-flying flippity doos. And SmackDown does a great job of putting everything involved with sports entertainment and wrestling together in the melting pot for us every Friday. What are your guys' thoughts on that?
Go ahead,
Malik,
CJ. Go ahead, CJ. Go ahead. I missed this match.
CJ?
Go ahead, CJ.
Yeah. I thought the writing was on the wall as soon as New Catch Republic came out, but that's just because I didn't see New Catch Republic losing to Angel and Berto anyways. So I'm not really surprised by the outcome, but it was interesting to see the Judgment Day promo before that. Right before the match. I didn't know if you were planning on talking about that later or if it
The what promo?
the Judgment Day segment with Dominic coming back to the clubhouse.
Yes, yes, and
Mhm.
he just wanted to do right and wanted to elaborate, wanted to, highlight the Judgment Day with, and that was his train of thought. It didn't go out his plans. Yeah, go ahead.
Yeah, it's just it was interesting in a number of reasons. Like we're still seeing some dissension in the Judgment Day, and we're still seeing some sort of actions being done for individuals as opposed to the team, and specifically Damian Priest saying it's going to be a big night for everyone as a group and individuals, and definitely dropping that briefcase being cashed in against the winner of McIntyre and Rollins. But he also, I don't, oh god, I lost it again.
Now
I
while you
had
try
it.
to regain your thought, we have never seen a Money in the Bank briefcase match hold over 365 days till the night of Money in the Bank. Can he still hold that over to the night of Money in the Bank? And I was thinking, not cash it in at WrestleMania, but hear me out, at the next Money in the Bank. Cash it in on the new Money in the Bank winner to carry on another year. Is that possible? I mean, this is wrestling. They could do whatever the fuck they want. It's right. Whatever the writers write, it happens. But is that feasible? Is that plausible? Will the fans buy into something like that?
What is the date of Money in the Bank this year?
It's after WrestleMania.
No, but it's still 365 days.
July 6th,
July
2020.
6th.
So no, because
Yeah.
last year's was July 1st. So
he
no, it
have
would
to cash in
expire
before
July
that.
1st.
Okay.
Yeah.
That was just
And even if they did find room within 365 days, like if they decided that whatever day it was, so if they said this year it was going to be exactly 1 year after the previous years, I would say that it would expire when the new Money in the Bank winner is crowned.
Now, to get things straight, he could cash in on any champion, including Gunther. Nobody is talking. Everybody's talking like Damian Priest is supposed to cash in on Seth Rollins' title. What about they cash in on tag teams? But they're the tag team title champions, anyways, right? But what if they lose at Mania, and then he uses that briefcase to cash back in on the tag teams right after they lose? So many things can happen. It's just fun just thinking about the possibilities and the angles they could do.
Yeah.
And I'm sure that's definitely a possibility as well. I know just the parallel to AEW, Christian Cage using Luchasaurus's TNT Championship opportunity the same night that he lost it. So there's potential for Finn Balor to cash in his tag team partner's Money in the Bank briefcase on the team's behalf, on Judgment Day's behalf, and doing it that way, where it's not even up to the Money in the Bank holder in that instance because it's his tag team partner for the team. There might be some interesting legal loopholes that they could navigate through storyline.
Is it me, or is it the longer this man holds on to this case, the more I feel that it's going to be a failed cash in? Is it just me?
No, I've been thinking it's a failed cash in. Like I honestly do believe that Finn Balor is the one who makes sure he doesn't cash that briefcase.
And that would be the end of Judgment Day, or the downfall.
That's what, because at the same time, they've been building Damian for a while now. Like, to just have him lose it, so you wasted a year of the Money in the Bank contract. Like, I get that it helped build up the Judgment Day.
Right.
But
move the story along.
You know what I'm saying? But it just kind of feels like it will fall short a little bit that just have them lose. Like, no, because actually, I think the dissension is coming quick.
But really, I don't mean to interrupt, but really, you're right. If he failed the cash in, it's going to fall short. But where in the story, any story, Gunther, Seth, Roman, and Cody, where in the story does it feel like right for Drew, I mean, not Drew, for Damian to cash in? It doesn't feel right. Nowhere. Come on, the final boss whipping Cody like a bald-headed stepchild in the rain in Chicago. Where do you see Damian Priest cashing in there? In between that whole bloodline story. You don't.
But it's not that side. I don't think it's a Smackdown. I don't think it's a universal title thing. I think that's a world heavyweight championship.
You can cash it in on whatever title you want.
Yeah.
You could go to NXT and cash that bitch in if you want.
Mm-hmm.
If you really want to, get a title.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So, well, I mean, yeah, they're certainly liberty to do whatever they want.
From WrestleMania.
Yeah, you good. I'm with it. I'm with it. It's just it depends on who you feel is winning at WrestleMania. Like, I mean, it's totally possible Drew doesn't get this done and Seth wins.
Listen, also, bro, by the time WrestleMania comes around next week, Roman's going to be 100 days away from beating Hulk Hogan. You mean to tell me they let this man get 100 days away and to lose to Cody?
Yep.
No.
Yep.
No.
I like that.
No. The Bloodline story has evolved.
To the biggest Hulkamania since 1982.
Yep.
The problem here is that the Bloodline story has eclipsed the championship. People are tuning in for the Bloodline regardless of who the champion is. The main event is going to be the Bloodline regardless of who the champion is. So the idea that Roman needs to hold a championship is not even accurate. The championship doesn't need Roman. The company doesn't need a face that doesn't hold a championship. Their opportunity to make Cody Rhodes the face of the company and have him wrestle in a full-time capacity, because that's exactly what Cody wants. That's what the company wants, is a full-time face that holds a championship. That's where John Cena really came in handy, because anytime they had a big event, they put the title on John, he does the press rounds, and they want Cody Rhodes to do that. Roman Reigns doesn't do that because Roman Reigns is too expensive now.
But here's my fear. Cody wins the title and then falls flat because the excitement is him trying to get the journey to the title. And then after he wins, what's going to happen after? What's going to happen after? Even though, listen, it's not 1987 no more, right? You don't have to defend the title every week like Hogan was, or every month like Hogan was, right? We know this man suffers from leukemia, right? We know this man went through a remission. As far as this week goes, we know that this man was already retired, and Paul Heyman brought him back. Paul Heyman, everybody was calling him back. If you haven't seen what's happening on social media, they're saying that Roman was retired. When he went out for the leukemia, they're like, no, he's not coming back. And everybody was calling him, hey, you need to come back. And he's like, no, I'm done. And it took Paul Heyman to bring him back. And that's how we got this run that we have right now, right? But and I'm starting, as days go on, I'm starting to think, bro, they're, what, by time WrestleMania come back, he's going to be 130 something days away from Hogan, and they're going to just stop it right there. When Hogan he brought wrestling out of the old school era into like the 80s, 90s era. He was the biggest name now. And I don't know. I'm just starting to think that, Cody's going to go another year with.
Well, I mean, it depends on what the company feels like it's most important for them right now. Is it important for Roman to beat Hogan's record? Is that something that's really important to them? I don't necessarily know if it is, because at the same time, we can't ignore the Vince McMahon stuff. They seem like they want to get whatever he's done out of the way. That's still a McMahon era. So it may not necessarily be as important to them for him to beat Hogan as it is to reestablish a new era immediately with giving Cody the belt. So it all depends on how they feel what's the best direction for them to go in. I kind of feel like WrestleMania is about moments.
Yeah.
Huge moments. That's what WrestleMania is about.
Yeah.
Give Cody the belt. It's an amazing moment to give Cody the belt now. He's already had the moment where he got screwed over. He's had that. We don't necessarily need to see that again. The Rock will be able to build him and Roman without Cody Rhodes getting screwed over in the main event. I just think it's time. I just think it's time to give him the belt. Forget the record, whatever. We'll never forget this. And here's the thing. We don't need this record to consider Roman if he's the GOAT or not. You don't need to pass Hogan for that. Roman's built this equity in himself over these past couple of years, turning heel, that nobody really figured he was going to reach. They're talking about him with John Cena, greatest of all time status for everything that he's done. He doesn't need that record. That's established as far as I'm concerned. Go ahead and give Cody his shine. They have been, I went to a live event here in Raleigh, North Carolina. I never expected Cody to get the pop that he got. The pop for Cody Rhodes is insane, and I think it'll be that way with the Bloodline story and without it. I just think that Cody is a cat. Well, he's not a character. I really believe this is Cody Rhodes, but Cody is a guy that people love, kids love, role model. Give him the belt. WWE is in a great position to be able to give somebody the belt that's able to carry the mantle and do it in a correct way. Roman is kind of in that league with The Rock now. He doesn't need the belt to be the head of the table. He doesn't need that.
Agreed.
So I feel like now is the time to give Cody the belt and make it, because WrestleMania is about moments. Go ahead and give Cody his moment. Yeah. We have to trust WWE to be able to figure out what's next at this point.
All right.
Good. My bad. I'm sorry.
And just to add on to that, like, it's kind of a way to validate the fact that Cody is a main event level talent.
For sure.
After he won the Royal Rumble last year, he had all the momentum in the world heading into WrestleMania. I genuinely thought that he was going to take the title from Roman, and was very surprised when he didn't. Now, fast forward to the Royal Rumble this year, I thought Punk was going to win, but it ends up being Cody. He ends up pointing at Roman. The problem with what happened with The Rock cutting in line and what my reaction was you have, if this was the route that they really would have gone, it would have invalidated Cody Rhodes as a main event level contender for the entire rest of his career. That is not something that you could come back from. I view that same thing about him winning at WrestleMania. If he loses, he's toast. They cannot have a viable contender that has all this hype and all this momentum, but when the moment arrives, he can't capitalize. He can't finish the story. So the story then just becoming the never ending story doesn't do anything for anybody. He becomes a waste of airtime, and eventually Stardust happens.
No. All right. All right.
Oh man, I don't know if he's going back to Stardust status, but
this has been
I get
a
what you're
very
saying. Yeah.
elaborate rewind show. But the last segment of the night, let's carry on. We're way over time. AJ Styles promo. The Masked Man comes out. It wasn't LA Knight. LA Knight dressed in a wig and a beard sneaks up behind AJ Styles. The ass whooping commences. Hey, I didn't know that was LA Knight until it was LA Knight. I was like, there he is, there he is. There. I'm like that meme with
Leonardo DiCaprio.
Yeah, Leonardo DiCaprio. That's him. That's him. He's behind you. Turn around. But hey, like I said earlier, moving the story along, setting us up for next week, WrestleMania. It's the road to WrestleMania. And like I said last week, I'm going to say it again this week. With every story that's going on right now and everything we know and everything we think we know, it's WrestleMania. There's one surprise that is coming that we do not expect, whether it be a part of this bloodline story, because we all know that Jason Fatu went to Booker T's promotion, and Booker T's working with NXT, and you know that gets a window in and the door in, and get your foot in the door that way. And we know through the IWC and a lot of the Chris Van Vliet interviews that they said, hey, Cody Rhodes not the only one that's leaving AEW. Somebody else is coming from AEW. Man, so, you know, it's WrestleMania. These surprises are guaranteed. We just don't know what it is. But the AJ Styles and the promo thing going along, the LA Knight thing moving along. What are you guys' thought on that?
Go ahead, CJ. I just had like a 6.
I have been a huge LA Knight fan since his NXT days. I cried. I shed single tear when Max Dupree debuted on Smackdown, because I was like, what the fuck are they doing? Listen, they had a killer character. I was not
scared. I was not scared for him, because whether he's Eli Drake, Max Dupree, or LA Knight, this man is so good on the microphone, you cannot be denied.
Oh yeah, no, and he made the best out of a shitty situation. But I was in the crowd the night that he pushed Mansoor, or I'm not pronouncing it weird, Mansoor down and let out the first of his resurgence. So I was very excited to see that momentum really pick up last year and carry him into the main event scene. AJ Styles has such an impressive resume. He's still one of the best wrestlers on the roster, and he can play off LA Knight in a really good way on the mic and in promos. So I'm very excited to see what they come up with at WrestleMania.
All right, guys. Whew. It's been a good show, but now it's time to wrap this up with our last two segments. Everybody knows, if you've been watching along, this is Dirt Sheet Radio Smackdown Rewind number 17, and it's time for... Oh, not the Megastar. Excuse me, wrong button. It's time for the...
Live production is a blast, isn't it?
Hey, enhancement title of the night. Hey, Malik, go first, because I'm interested to see what you guys got to say, because I think I'm way left field from y'all tonight. Go ahead.
Way left field tonight. Man, my jobber tonight, man. I'm sorry, Dragon Lee. They did it to you. It's not my fault.
Dragon Lee.
I'm sorry, man. I'm sorry. Y'all can hate me if you want. Hey, look.
Hey, I did not expect that shit.
I'm sorry. Hey, look, man. Just seeing that, I'm telling you, I screamed at the TV. No,
he's no.
When I saw him go with the LWO, I'm sorry, CJ. Hey, look, man. We can go back and forth for weeks on this. Hey, man, I'm just not here for it. I'm not here for the Dragon Lee and LWO, man. It's just the way the LWO has been. They've been the jobber squad. It just left. It just left me with a bad feeling. They've been killing on NXT.
House party, though.
I get them killing on NXT, CJ.
But it's not Lucha House Party.
But that's true. But hey, remix. Is it not the remix? So hey,
it's a banging remix, though.
I just haven't been the biggest LWO fan. It's not the way it was in WCW. I get that they can't do the same thing. I get it, but it's just falling flat for me. And seeing Dragon Lee in there made me give him jobber of the night.
CJ Carter, who is your enhancement talent of the night?
Matthew, for his shitty
shit. You threw him off track.
I unfortunately have to give my jobber of the night to someone I never thought I would have to give jobber of the night to. My jobber of the night is Kevin Owens. He was a victim of circumstance. I will give that to him. But to not be prepared for Logan Paul to interfere in a match where his two WrestleMania contenders are teaming with each other, he gets to screw them both over and cost them the match, while also punching Kevin Owens in the face with brass knuckles. I have to doubt that Kevin didn't see it coming, and also just to tolerate eating shit from Randy Orton for losing the match before Randy got caught up because he didn't see it, and then just not doing anything about it when Randy saw the footage and was like, hey, my bad. Just no amount of shit eating makes sense for Kevin Owens, but he ate a lot of shit tonight, so he's my jobber of the night.
The more we want to disagree, we end up being right. We end up being agreeing. CJ,
did I just steal your thunder?
No, yeah, you motherfucker, you did. You son of a bitch. Because my jobber of the night is Kevin Owens and Randy Orton for losing that match against Pretty Deadly. I don't give a fuck if Logan Paul hit him with brass knuckles, ran him over with a fucking truck, or fucking hit him with a baseball bat, there was no way in hell Pretty Deadly should have won that match. But yeah, you stole my thunder. I had Randy Orton and Kevin Owens, and I was like, from the moment 1, 2, 3 happened, I looked over to my girl and I was like, oh, Randy Orton and Kevin Owens are the jobbers of the night for me tonight. I can't believe it. She's like, what? Are you serious? I'm like, yeah, they just lost to the fucking gay Australian guys. I'm sorry. I don't mean to offend nobody, but like, that's the perception of Pretty Deadly. But damn.
Billy.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's move on, man. Let's move on before we get in trouble and get canceled up in this bitch.
Before you get canceled.
Hey, I've been canceled 5 times.
If
baby.
this ship is going down, I am throwing you overboard.
I've been canceled 5 times. I'm still here. Bia. All right, now it's time for and that's the bottom line because Stone Cold Small Austin says so. All right, now it's time for the megastar. Hey, CJ been trying to cancel me for 17 weeks.
Before I even met you, like
I get my number 17. And IWC, there will be an 18 and a 19 and the 20 and the 52 and all of that. Hey guys, my mega star of the night is double biceps Jade Cargill. How can you not have Jade Cargill as the megastar of the night? From the presentation, from the promo. The promo was short, sweet, and simple. Yes, it was scripted. And yes, it sounded like she's been working on that fucking promo for the last 3 weeks. But it was clean, precise, and to the point. And for me tonight, French kiss, Jade Cargill. CJ Carter, cancel somebody. God damn it.
No, I was going to agree and say Jade Cargill was
I stole your thunder
as well. No, because I mean, I have a point like that I'm going to make, but
I don't have a point.
You hyped up a controversial pick or a left field pick for your jobber of the night. So that's why I felt bad for stealing your thunder, because you actually hyped up your jobber pick. But no, like my megastar of the night is definitely Jade Cargill. Like I said, I wasn't expecting her to be interjected into the Damage Control storyline. I thought she was going to do something different, or at the very least, if she was going to Damage Control or going to face Damage Control like was predicted, that it wouldn't be in the 6-woman tag team match. But I think, however they go forward, it's gotta be the like Jade's gonna stand out on her own regardless. So but this is her first night and she's already made an impact, so she's megastar material for sure.
Malik, give us your unique perspective on who is the megastar of the night. Are we going 3 for 3 on Jade?
No. Oh, that would be too easy for this show.
Oh, you're gonna be different. You're gonna be different.
Gotta be.
Here's your left field.
Motherfucker.
It's not really left field if you think about it. It's obvious to me. It's
right
Dominic. This Dominic Mysterio, megastar of the night for me. You came in here and saved this thing. I gave Dragon Lee jobber of the night, but I'm still excited because Dominic Mysterio is part of this. I'm super excited for it now. You get to rematch your dad. Hey, you get to run the fade back? Yeah, Dom in the heat for Dom every time I hear it on my TV. I don't know if them boos, he says them boos aren't piped in.
No, they're not.
If those boos aren't piped in, Dom has the most heat I've seen in a really long time.
Nuclear heat.
It's nuclear heat, especially when he gets in the ring with Rey Mysterio. They hate that man.
I witnessed those boos live and in person in Miami.
Me too.
They're not piped in, baby.
Nah, they're not
piped in.
They hate Dom.
But
man,
see,
look,
he's going so far right, he's going to end up left. That's what I'm saying. I've been saying this for months. He's going to be so much of a heel that the next time him and his daddy clash, he's going to turn into a face.
Okay.
I don't see that happening.
I don't see that happening yet. Like, I think later on down the line,
brother,
maybe,
when you've been watching wrestling since 1982, you done seen it all. And it's gonna happen.
This isn't it's not this time.
Because
I don't know how they do shit in Canada, but yeah, he's gonna be face.
Because I mean,
he's gonna be the biggest face ever.
Because to be honest with you, I compared Dom's heat to Kurt Angle, them saying you suck when they come out. I don't really think they hate Dom. Listen, I just think they love to hate Dom.
No.
So I don't see there's a reason to change him. Like,
we're going OT, overtime right now. Listen, when you see Kurt Angle come out now in 2024 and they're chanting "you suck," or you think they're chanting "you suck" to Kurt Angle? No. That's just his motto, like Kurt Angle saying, "You suck, you suck." Before, it used to be directed towards Kurt Angle, "You suck, you suck." But now, no, it's just like Kurt Angle's thing. No, like, gold medal winner, and you suck, right? So
Sam, I agree with everything you're saying, but
they changed that heel thing into a face. It's gonna happen with Dom
because Kurt Angle's retired. He's a Hall of Famer. Fans aren't gonna boo him for just making an appearance for the company, and they're paying tribute to a historical aspect of his character with the "you suck" chants. I know they're not saying that Kurt.
You're right. Now because he's a Hall of Famer, they cheer him. But when it was time to boo him, it was time to boo him. Now it's time to cheer him. Just like Dominic. Now it's time to boo him. Until the day is time to cheer him. When it's time to cheer him, off the scales.
Oh, sure, but that's not going to be WrestleMania.
No, not this WrestleMania. No.
Okay, yeah, down the line.
That's what I was saying.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. That's all I was saying. That's all.
Guys, listen. It's always a pleasure to agree or disagree with you on Smackdown Rewind. Dirt Sheet Radio, CJ Carter, let them know where to find you.
I'm on Twitter at CJCarter22. I'm here every Friday night rewinding Smackdown, and I'm here every Tuesday night as well, rewinding NXT.
Matthew Malik Wilson, you got a lot of special things happening. Tell all of the IWC, all of the special things you happen with baseball and everything. I don't want to ruin the surprise, but let them know.
It's all good. Baseball is here, officially intern writer for
opening night. I'm a Cubs fan. Go Cubs.
Hey, they were killing the other night, actually. I'm going to talk to you about your picture in a second. But, hey, MLBbro.com is where you can find me. You can actually catch me on Twitter. I'm in the slums with you guys now. I finally decided to go ahead and enter the Twitter atmosphere. Your future fave SC, your future favorite sportscaster. You already know what it is. Catch me on 3NT Wrestling. And of course, now that I did this Dragon Lee thing, I think I've officially made my heel turn, and now I'm getting on CJ's nerves, which is what all of this has been about.
That's why we're
so
here,
I'm glad I was able to accomplish that. So come check us out on Tuesday and watch me do it.
That's why we're here to make CJ.
Oh, you're gonna do it again? You think you're gonna do it again? The week before Stand and Deliver? Oh, I'm going toe to toe, buddy. You better bring your homework because I'm gonna learn you.
I know.
All right, folks. You could catch me, Small Austin 316. That's the page, Facebook. I'm gonna be at WrestleMania next week. You're gonna find me. Hey, you might get a little stunner. We might do a little video. Let's have a couple of beers together. Hey. And besides Small Austin 316, you can find me on 2KWE every Friday and Sunday evening. All right, guys. What a show it was. It's a good show. I liked every moment of it. I like to hear all the things that we agree upon, and I like to hear all the things that we disagree upon, because that's just the nature of the IWC. Everybody doesn't agree upon everything, and not everybody is everybody's favorite wrestler. You know, I like this person, you like that person, and CJ likes somebody else. And we think, you know, Malik's going to go one way and CJ's going to go another way and I'm going to go another way. And that's just the beauty of wrestling, you know. And I just can't wait till next week for the twists and turns that's going to happen at WrestleMania. It's the biggest week of the year for wrestling, and I'm glad I'm able to enjoy it with you guys. Now, next week, I won't be here. I'll be ripping and roaring in Philadelphia. You guys, if you're not going to be there in Philadelphia, you guys are in control of the Rewind show. So, in the nombre del Padre de Espíritu Santi, I give you the blessing for next week. I'll try to chime in, but I'll be about 14 beers in and about 14 blunts in and hanging out with my BTC crew. So, you know, you guys have the con, as they say in the Navy. Yes. All right, guys. Thanks for joining me today, and we'll see you next week. You guys, but you'll see me in 2 weeks for the Dirt Sheet Radio Smackdown Rewind show. I'm Small Austin with my guests Matthew Malik Wilson and CJ Carter. See you next time. Oh, hell yeah.
Like, do we push him to the back or what? Because I don't want his height to die down.
Now you're telling us the next week that they're scum of the earth, and we need you to think.
Everybody gets a moment. Everybody gets their little shine. Everybody.